fun begins.
How's it going?
Hello.
Well,
Greetings, young Jedi.
hello there.
What is up? Salutations, Jimbos and Jimbettes. Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we are going on Hybrid's Weekend Toy Hunt. It is Saturday, and I want to go to a couple of smaller, like, mom-and-pop collectible shops. There's a few in the area. You know, I like shopping with them, and I just don't get there as often as I do, which is bizarre, because every weekend I go toy hunting. It seems like I end up at Walmart a lot. I want to go and look at some of the local mom-and-pop places. We are going to aim for Boffo Toys in Geneva, Ohio, and Way Out Toys in Menor, and then there might be another stop or two out that way. Of course, we will still stop at Walmart and Target and all those other fun places along the way. I am not looking for anything in particular. There are 2 Firefly Pops I would like to find for an upcoming convention that I'm getting them autographed at. I'm probably going to grab some Funko Pop stacks while we're out, just because I always like to have a protector for those. Otherwise, I'm just keeping an eye out for something cool. Publishing series Star Squadron Mike, I never picked up, and I have Creel, and I ordered that 2-pack, so maybe if I see Mike, it'd be really cool, and these mom-and-pop shops would be the place to find him. So that said, let's get moving, let's get down the road, let's see what these local shops have, and let's try and shop local this weekend. Let's get a couple of cool local pickups. So I like supporting the local guys too.
This is a favorite hole-in-the-wall spot of mine, but Central Hardware is an Ace Hardware I park around the back door. But they have Boffo toys in the back. It's really cool. So they have a pretty good Funko selection in here, and they're all a little bit older, but it works out in cases like this, because I have been looking for this Sulu Pop to get signed at AwesomeCon. So it's the only pop they've ever made of him, of George Takei Sulu. They made a Beyond, new actor Sulu. It's the alternate universe. I'd rather it be a normal one, but if it's the only option, it's the only option, so we're going to go that route. From here, he has an awesome setup of wrestling, and then all your NECA and your other unusual brands, not your Hasbro or Mattel, like the Flamin' Hot Chest of Cheetah I bought from him at Toy-Hio. What a cool figure. They got the Tony the Tiger Jada toys. That might happen at some point too. What a cool store. They always got something neat. And then over here, it's of course more what we're here for. I say my Sulu there. That's my Sulu. But turns into Marvel Legends, and got some Mythics down there, some G.I. Joe. Just a really, really cool place to stop and look at. After doing a little bit of digging, I don't think there's any Black Series I need here, so Sulu might be the only pickup. Really good Marvel Legends selection. A little bit older, but like good stuff if you're missing a guy.
My Funko was wrapped up in a paper bag for me. Like, I don't know. It's weird, but it's like, it's that small town hardware store charm. I love Boffo Toys. Always a really fun stop. And he's always set up at Toy-Hio. Really, really nice guy. He's normally not here on the weekends, I found. But that's all right. Anyway, from here, I think our closest stop is the Madison, Ohio Walmart. And that's like on the way to the other locations. So let's stop and see what they got going on.
And here we are at the aforementioned Madison Walmart. This is a first time finding for me. There's a new wave of supernatural pops. So they made Dean from when he's like possessed by Michael in what, series 12 was it? And then there's Death, who that's one I'll pick up one day for an autograph. And Bobby. Is this a Funko hunt at this point? Am I going to buy Bobby? Oh, balls. Walmarts in my area are starting to do some clearance. They got about $10 knocked off the Power Sabers, $25 Ghosts. Really, really good deals to be had here. It's my Bobby Pop. I set him down. This store still has Ventress. I found her here a few weeks ago. They still have all of the reissue Gaming Greats Nihiluses, which are awesome. Then you have a bunch of like the stuff from that end cap from last year, the Pilot Cassian and Gideons and stuff. So nothing too remarkable there. Some Ventress fighters, a couple of V19s and Kylo fighters, and your standard like the 4 TVC figures that were just like loaded onto the Collecticon end cap, which this store has actually taken down. And interestingly, instead of putting it all in the clearance aisle, they've put it all on this here, but everything seems to be on clearance. We got $15 Kit Fistos, $30 Commando packs. It's actually a good price. $60 E-Wings. What? Going around over here. $15 Punishers. I'm not seeing a tag for Daredevil, but I bet Daredevil's $15 too. There's some really, really good prices. I'm not seeing... Ooh, Magic Spider-Man for $30. I was waiting for a deal on him. I'm not seeing the SWAT Cop, though. That was one I was waiting for a deal on.
So the Madison Walmart was actually kind of base. I did grab the Bobby Funko Pop. There was a lot of stuff on clearance, stuff I either already have or just didn't need. And then the clearance aisle was just stacked too. I didn't record because there wasn't a lot of toys, but I grabbed like 8 of these little rocker switches that were $1. I don't know. Every real man just has random electrical hardware in his garage. But no, it's one of those things. I use them here and then on projects, and it's just nice to have, especially for $1. But yeah, from here, we're going to work our way over to Menor and see what there is to do over there. We will probably the move is, let's go to Way Out Toys. I think that's the move, because it is so far from all the other stuff that we could highway up to Way Out Toys and then work down through Menor. So really cool stuff. We're going to keep an eye out at Walmarts going forward for those Supernatural Funko Pops, because Dean has a chase and I'll pick it up if I find that. So maybe that's something to look for. Let's go see what else we can turn up.
Gas station slushy. Gas station slushy.
So I haven't been to Way Out Toys in a few months, and it turns out he's moved. He's like further down the strip than he was in, but still, I mean, that's cool. And I hadn't been there for a little while before the last time, and he'd moved again since then. So yeah, this is like the second move for the guy in 2 years, but I hope he's doing well. We're gonna go talk to Waylon. He's a cool dude.
If you want retro-carded Star Wars, he has all sorts, piles of TVC. This new location is pretty cool. There we go. I wish I could find that Black Series, Return of the Jedi Vader. All sorts of older Black Series. I'm going to pick something up, something for a throwback review this week. All the really cool stuff is hanging up on the wall. Those Revenge of the Sith retro cards. You always got a good old cartoon going.
So that was Way Out Toys. I've been there before. I don't know if it's been in this series yet that I've been doing at my weekend toy hunts, or just on toy hunts in general. Before, I picked up a couple of really cool gaming greats, old throwbacks, the Imperial Senate Guard and the Jet Trooper, so Battlefront 2, Force Unleashed, respectively. They are figures that I already have. I think I have 2 of each already, but if I reviewed them, it was a long, long time ago, and the reviews have been purged from the channel, so we are going to do modern, good reviews on them here this week. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, so always glad to pick something up. Now, depending on what's closer, we're either going to hit Walmart or Target. There's a Ross out here, and we'll make some judgment calls how much further we're willing to go this trip. So let's go see what we can turn up.
This is the Ross in Menor, Ohio. I don't come here super often, but I have vlogged here before. I know a lot of the local toy stores kind of pick it throughout the week just to make sure that all the really good stuff isn't here. So who knows what we're going to find. Plus Ross concerts are generally over because it's not Christmas, but I was near. Let's take a look. Nothing catching my eye immediately. I guess NECA Wolfman. That's kind of neat. Working our way down. Kind of just looking like a lot of the stuff that you would normally find. I'm not finding any of the clearance goodies, but that doesn't mean anything because they keep the best stuff by the registers. Yeah, Funko Pop. Yep, let's go take a look by the registers. Up here by the registers, seeing all the anime statues. Some more NECA, Ultimate Marty McFly. Here's the good stuff. We have an OSHA, a Wim actually. I like Wim. Bunch of Superman stuff. Yep, nothing really we're looking for here, but it was worth a look. This is the Meyer in Menor, and I've actually found lots of micro galaxies here before, so just have to see what we can turn up. So here they have the Black Series Chewbacca, who you don't actually see out a whole ton. That's a pretty good redo. And they got a Bosel and a Krennic, of course. They've got some lightsabers, some 12-inch, some, Action Verse or whatever. And then down here, we have a Kylo fighter, a Magna Guard, a Shin Hati, and another Magna Guard. So they do not appear to have gotten the chase here. And snagging this for my brother. He collects NASCARs, and this one that he's looking for. And yeah, that might be it for Meyer. Here we are at the Walmart in Menor. Let's see what they got going on. So as far as the Star Wars section here, there is a ton of Shin Hati Fiend fighters, a Tri-Fighter, and an Armada Obi-Wan Interceptor. And then they have tons of armored commandos. They have the 501st and the Mandalorian from the end cap that have just been sitting. And there's one figure of my girlfriend here. And then they have a Chewbacca. Again, don't see a ton of them. There's one Yord. They're almost out of Acolyte here. And then there are 3 Marins, a Night Trooper, a Huyang, and a Jod. So it's actually kind of an interesting assortment. It's a mix. Nothing hanging out up top. So let's go see if there's anything else. Clearance aisle is just stacked with vintage collection. And it's all that like wave of Cobb Vanth and Marin, Crosshair and Gideon, and then these are all figures that were on the Collecticon end cap, which they've taken down, and then instead of just putting them in the clearance or in the main toy aisle, they just put them on fake clearance for full price. I hate fake clearance. Like if you're gonna put it over here, knock a couple bucks off. $5 Galactus is kind of interesting. I don't know. Not expecting much, but let's check out the Menor Target. So here they have the Micro Galaxy Anakin packs, and I'm not seeing the Kenner AT-AT. That's neat. The A New Hope Vaders that are just sitting everywhere. A Krennic, a Bosel. Over here, there's a Padme, and a Shaak Ti. That's neat. And then some of these Action Verse figures that no one wants. So, yeah, not even really sure why I'm shopping at Target much these days. The Marvel Legends selection is rather select, as in there's not much, but got a Cobra Commander, and it looks like a bunch of Grim Vipers for G.I. Joe. Man, I was playing clearance chicken with those cops, and it looks like they're gone everywhere, so that kind of sucks. Initial glance, I'm not seeing anything too interesting in the Funkos, but I'm going to give a little bit of a closer look, just make sure they don't have any of those Firefly ones I'm looking for. That's a negative on any Funkos. Did find a couple cars for my brother, though. All right, everyone, we're home, and just a quick recap. We picked up the Imperial Senate Guard, and we picked up, get out of the bag, this Jet Clone Trooper. Really amped on that. And then, in Funko news, we picked up this Sulu from Bafo Toys. Both of the Black Series were from Way Out Toys. And then Walmart came in clutch with the Bobby Singer. So it is a pretty cool haul, all said and all stuff I'm glad to have. I'm about to go and edit the vlog. Thank you for coming along this weekend. It was a lot of fun. We are going to go look for some more stuff next weekend. Let's keep an eye out for that installment of Hybrids Weekend Toy Hunts. Every weekend, every toy hunt. Let's do it. See you next time.